You're listening to the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Transformation Talk Radio.
We discovered that human potential is severely limited when you program humans like a machine, which is standard practice today for self-improvement.
The Ecosystem Approach teaches you how to uncover your infinite potential by using natural methods that are truly revolutionary. Join us now for the Ecosystem Approach show. This is the Ecosystem Approach show. I'm Patricia, and I'm here with my husband, Jason. Today, we're going to talk about what to do with the emotional struggles of isolation and stress, and then, of course, a few other things. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. So we've heard so many people struggling with, quote, the new normal. There are the financial concerns, the boredom, the stress having all the family at home, the stress of just finding, toilet paper. What can we do, Jason?
Well, we would say that people should process their negative emotions versus ignore them. Negative emotions like worries, boredom, stress are negative energy pollution.
I want you to re-say that one again, Jason. Everyone, this is really, really, really important.
Emotions like worries, boredom, and stress are negative energy pollution.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like you're making up words and phrases. Can you explain what that means?
We're trained to treat ourselves like machines. When we go to do something, we have a 3-step process. Do this, 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 and this. Of course, it doesn't say the 3-step process for you. It says 3-step process or 10-step process, or you want to not be bored. Well, do these fun things. That's programming. That's treating you like a machine. The truth is we're ecosystems. We're individual ecosystems, and one of the most important part of that ecosystem is our emotions and the energies that are connected there.
Okay. Well, wait a minute. And am I correct, Jason? This negative energy pollution, it builds up in our bodies?
Yes.
It builds up, in our ecosystem?
We think of negative emotions as moods. So I'm bored. Okay, well, that's a mood. And now, so you do a fun project, and now you're not bored. Well, did that energy of boredom go away?
No.
As intuitives, we see that that's not the case.
Right.
It's pushed aside, gets rearranged. It's like what I used to do when I was in college, that, I just throw everything in the closet. If someone would come over and me and my roommates, we had the same closet approach, except the problem is we didn't have a big enough closet, but we just throw everything in the closet. And then, the problem is when you open the closet or you needed to use the closet. So, it made perfect sense to us. But here's, Patricia and I were having this discussion before the show, and she said, well, we're saying that this is about what to do when you're bored, or you're having stress, or you're struggling with finances and things like that.
Right.
And you were saying to me, well, we're not addressing that. And, the truth is that we're kind of not, because we're saying that these are emotions, these are energies, and you can't overcome an emotion by taking action. So let me give you an example.
Okay, I'd love to hear one. And I'm sure everybody else would too.
So boredom, we've heard that a lot. I'm bored. So what do you do with boredom? Well, instead of doing something fun, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you do something fun, it doesn't mean that the energy of the boredom has gone.
Or changed.
It
might seem like it for a little while. That's an illusion.
You just put it aside. You just throw that boredom energy in the closet, like I did when I was in college.
Well, and I would say, I'm going to say it a little bit different. We actually, when we don't deal with the energy of boredom or anger or hate or all of those things and go do something fun, which, by the way, nothing wrong with something fun. But what happens is it starts building up and creating toxic energies in our body.
Yes. This is what we've forgotten collectively as human beings. And because we're, and the reason we've uncovered this is, as intuitives, this information is there all the time. It's like it's free. It's part of how we are built, but we've forgotten because of programming. So this is how your individual ecosystem is supposed to work, or does work. Okay. When we come upon a decision or a problem or a difficulty or a challenge, we're here. We basically, and I'm oversimplifying it, but we basically say to our essence, well, what do I do about this? I'm stuck in the house. I've been here for a while. I feel bored. What do I do? Well, your essence talks to you usually with emotions. Now, these aren't huge emotions, not like screaming, oh my God. It's just very subtle. It's a little nudge.
Mm-hmm.
What should I do? Well, maybe I should go over here and do this sewing project. Oh, how does that feel? That's not right. Maybe I should go over and do this other painting project that I wanted to do. Or how about that feels good?
Or how about bake something that we shouldn't be eating? Or I get
you
on
might
the phone
get a nudge that says, "Oh, no, not."
That's true. Or get on the phone and gossip to our friends, things like that.
So that's how it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that we keep throwing our negative emotions. We push them aside,
right,
and they land on top of our essence,
right.
And then our essence tries to give us this subtle message,
mm-hmm.
and there's nothing there, because pretty soon as we start to throw our negative emotions, push them aside, we become numb.
Yes,
we become numb to our feelings.
Yes,
and as we become numb to our feelings, all of a sudden your essence is effectively out of commission, because it can't talk to you. Now, what we've seen is that when it can't talk to you, it creates situations for you that are more screaming, like
and where you have to listen. You have no choice.
An accident,
or how about a disease, cancer,
a disease,
yes. Coronavirus, yes,
a divorce,
exactly.
We think of it in very simplistic terms, but it says, hey, pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
And
mm-hmm.
often we just we get a disease, or we get a divorce. We try and cure it. We take some sort of strategy and technique and overcome it and keep going.
Well, 5 easy steps to
exactly
happiness. Well,
yes.
that's great, but that's only a temporary solution. Jason, isolation allows our negative energies to come out. We've not only seen it in our clients, and we're hearing about it a lot, but we look around and we see it everywhere.
Well, and as they come out, they're usually out of control because
mm-hmm.
you've had them in the closet for so long.
Right.
So they can't be used by your essence to kind of subtly nudge you here and nudge you there. And so what do? We push them aside even more.
And then we program ourselves
exactly
to deal with to deal with whatever the situation is, that it doesn't. It only works temporarily.
I haven't heard anything on the news or TV of these helpful tips about what to do when you're isolated, when you're home with your family, when you're struggling with finances or whatever. That isn't a programming method.
Exactly.
And frankly, it's sort of like an account.
Mm.
When you push aside your emotions, you're overdrawing your emotional account.
Oh.
And the way you build up a credit balance on that, and for all of you non-financial people, including me, that I barely, my dad wanted me to account.
He's kidding. He knows what it means.
I didn't want to do that, but it's you want to have money in your account, right?
Exactly.
Well, you do that by clearing the negative energies, and processing them.
Exactly. And Jason, what do you? Well, wait a minute. Let me ask it this way. Let's use an example. If we're saying that you need to clear these negative emotions, but you don't think you have any emotions, what do we do with that?
Well, you clear the numbness, because that's what's happening. Is you push your emotions aside and just do the 3 things or the 10 things that was suggested, you become
and eat a box
numb.
of chocolates in the meantime.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You become numb to your emotions.
Exactly. So what do we do with them, Jason?
We process them or clear them. We call it clearing.
Mm-hmm.
We've created what we call a processor. And if you go to our website, the ecosystemapproach.org, we have a picture. You have to sign up for our free subscription service. It's all free. And we have a picture there of the processor. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, you just download it, print it out, cut it out, and put it into thirds. And it gives you the words to say and how to, it basically, you can do some clearing on your own.
Exactly. And by the way, you take your negative emotions, even if it's just a picture, and put those negative emotions in the top of that processor.
Yes.
And by the way, we've always called it the garbage can to simplify things, but we're now calling it the processor, which is / the garbage can.
It's more accurate. Yes.
Okay. So Jason, the ultimate cleanse is with your negative emotions. Let's talk about that for just a moment.
We've heard that people are saying, well, I saw this on the web this last couple of days, that you should do a cleanse to activate your immune system.
Okay.
And the ultimate cleanse, the most important cleanse, and we know this, it's so obvious to us, is getting rid of those negative emotions.
Exactly. So, Jason, what are the key points in this segment? And by the way, we're going to talk more about all of this in our next segment. So, Jason?
Our toxic buildup of negative emotions creates challenges and craziness during isolation. The most important cleanse we can do is cleaning or removing our negative emotions. Mm-hmm. And processing and clearing your negative emotions is the best way to work with them. Numbing is not. Okay. And the ecosystem approach teaches you to process your negative energies, emotions in a way that's best for you personally.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about some of the emotions that come up during isolation and what is really behind them. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
What would you do with the power of community? How do you create your own rituals? Tune in to Living Your Gifts with me, Susan Huff, Ancient Applications for Modern Times, the second Wednesday of each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Our lives begin with the stories we are told and the stories we tell ourselves. Storytelling is the key. To learn more about me, visit livingyourgifts.com. That's livingyourgifts.com.
The Knowledge Book, currently studied in 39 countries and 15 languages around the world, accelerates our evolution, takes us out of depression, offers universal truth, protects us, and makes us stronger, both spiritually and physically. So if you are interested in the Knowledge Book, visit usa.theknowledgebook.net and tune in to the Knowledge Book Radio with Marge Potasic on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
It's time to get your life back on Burn Bright Today with Jennifer Marcinelli. Tune in each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Learn to move from the darkness of burning out to the light of burning bright. Jennifer is redefining stress and the energetic causes of burnout, shining a light on process to get your life back. For more information about Jennifer and her work, visit burnbrighttoday.com.
Coming to you live on TransformationTalkRadio.com is the Brilliance Ultimatum. Time's Up with Claudette Rowley. Powerful conversations, practical innovations, and transformative solutions as Claudette and her guests delve into the possibilities and what she calls reality resistance. Join the cultural revolution and annihilate obstacles. Check it out at culturalbrilliance.com.
How do you feel? Just okay? Well, how about you tune in and get ready to be more with the Healing Hour with me, Doc Martin, every third Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com. I'm ready for your questions, and I can't wait to help you find the answers. Every month, we'll have a new live call-in show with innovative topics and a powerful hour of healing. To learn more about me, visit DrSharonMartin.com. See you there. I'm going to be here. You won't want to miss it.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And in this segment, we're going to talk about some of the emotions that come up during isolation and what is really behind them. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, Jason. I've heard people say they're bored, stressed, afraid of the future, as well as many, many other things. What do we do about that?
We process those negative emotions.
Okay. What if you really don't know how you feel, or we can't describe or put our finger on it, that kind of thing, or that I just feel so bad?
You know, we're going to talk about some of those feelings and see if this fits in for you,
Mm-hmm.
and this will help you. But you can always start, if you don't know how you feel, by clearing numbness.
Yes. Numbness or confusion.
Sure.
You know,
And then see how you feel again.
Okay.
And then if you still feel numbness and confused, keep clearing it.
All right. So, well, let's start with boredom. Let's talk about what's behind boredom.
We've heard this a lot.
Yes.
You know, and you can almost see it. There's a bazillion conversations going on in the country right now, saying, one person saying, "No, I'm bored.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with myself. Blah blah blah."
Right.
And boredom can be many other emotions. It's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. It can be a form of depression.
Yes.
You know, I feel so badly about myself, shame, guilt, depression, that I don't feel like doing anything.
Well, and
people say then, "Oh, I'm bored."
right. A lot of times, one of the things that I get related to this a lot is I'm bored because I don't have any money, because I'm not working, and I don't know what to do about that kind of thing. And of course, and they say I'm bored, but when I look at them, I see depression and fear and anxiety and even frenzy.
Yes. So, you know, if you're feeling bored, you know, try clearing those other things. And we're going to be doing that in our last segment today anyway. So just stay tuned.
Well, what about anxiety, Jason?
You know, that's that feeling of, oh, I just feel bad. I don't know what to do. That can be fear. It could be anger. It could be frenzy.
Right.
You know, the most generic vanilla emotion is stress.
Okay.
And that can be fear, anger, depression, or a combination of all of those things.
And even more emotions. But when we start with the simple ones, and by the way, we're gonna do that in the last segment. But when we start with the simple ones of fear, anxiety, overwhelm, anger, hate, guilt and shame, those are some of the best to start with.
And you know, here's the truth of it.
Okay.
If you clear the wrong emotion, it won't hurt you. This
Not
process is completely benign in terms of that.
Right.
But as you know, as intuitives, that we've been doing this for 20 years, and we've never met anybody that doesn't have those. Depression, fear, anger, stress. You know.
Yes. Right.
So,
well, and wait a minute. What about strange behaviors, Jason?
Well, you know, a lot of people are doing things like cleaning their closet or polishing their car, that sort of thing. And if you want to clean a closet, you welcome to mine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's nothing wrong with those kind of behaviors. But it can be the underlying emotion is anxiety, frenzy.
Well, and even judgment from others that, oh my gosh, all the time I was off, I didn't do all the things I promised myself or told others that I would do.
Or the programming to be productive at all times.
Exactly.
Clear those things. You can go ahead and clean your closet, but clear the underlying emotions.
And by the way, you can clear the underlying emotions when you're cleaning your closet, which is really, it's a good thing. There's one more major one that a lot of people are talking about, and we've even seen a lot of this ourselves, and it's relationship difficulties. People are staying home, and they're actually staying home for the first time maybe ever with their families.
I have a story about this that seems a little off the subject, but it's really not.
Okay.
A long time ago, this is before I met Patricia, we had this, it wasn't really old, but it was like 5-6 years old, Mazda 626. It was a 2-door.
Yeah.
And there was 4 of us that was going up to Lake Tahoe to have a weekend, and they were 4 big people in that car that really couldn't handle it, and then we packed it with suitcases,
everything
and gear
that they didn't need.
Yes. And so you may not know this, but where we were, which was the Bay Area, that's sea level, and where we were going was closer to 5,000-6,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an uphill climb
the whole way.
And long story short, we lost our transmission. So we got towed to the local car repair station. And I was asking the guy, I said, yeah, we get a lot of engines and transmissions. He said, because when you put stress on your car going up the hill, all the weaknesses of the machine come forward.
Break.
And we're trying to tell you that you're not a machine, but here's the thing, okay?
Here's the what is that called? Analogy to it.
Your relationship is a thing.
Yes.
And when you put stress on it, if there's not a lot of, I'm mixing my metaphors here, but when there's not a lot of credit in that account,
that emotional account,
things go bad.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, by going to work every day and not having to be with each other, it hides a lot of problems that you might have otherwise.
Or you get to ignore them because they don't affect you the same way as if you're spending 24/7 with someone.
And so the quick answer of, what do I do?
Yeah.
Well, you clear the negative emotions, the feelings you have toward your spouse or
such
your
as
kids.
Hate and anger and oh my gosh, they're horrible, or can't they leave me alone for 5 minutes? Clear that stuff.
We've done some shows about relationships,
Yes.
Go back and look at those, but again, this is the processor, instead of letting those emotions build up.
Yeah.
And then when you're shoved together in this isolation, then
Right.
they come out, they explode out of the closet. They don't just dribble out. They explode out of the closet.
Yeah.
The thing to do is to start processing those negative emotions.
Well, and one of the things that we found is that, and this is, by the way, from our experience, or a lot of it's from our own personal experience, we found that when you clear every single day, find a time to clear every day. And by the way, there are families who clear every single day that we've been working with for a while. In fact, I have a short story about that. Years ago when we lived in the Bay Area, one of my clients and her family came to visit, and I had a picture of the processor on my desk, and they had a young son, and he said, "What's this?" And so I was explaining to him that this was a picture, but if you took and put your negative emotions such as anger and hate and that sort of thing in there, then you would feel so much better. And he asked me if he could have one, and I said, of course. So I gave him one, and to this day, he still uses that same exact a picture that I gave him. It's up on his wall, and his mother will say to him, "I think you need to go, put some of that stuff into the processor." And he will always say, "Okay, yeah, I can do that," and he does. It's amazing.
And if you've been thrown together with a 16-year-old.
Well, now he's 16 now.
Yeah, he's 16 now. You know how important it is to be able to process those teenage emotions.
Exactly. Exactly.
One of the concepts that we're trying to put forth is this idea of a green personality.
Exactly.
Everybody's talking about mental health right now, but they use programming methods to get mental health. Do this, this, and this.
Yeah,
that
one,
doesn't
two,
work.
3, yes.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Mhm.
So a green personality is one that's sustainable and natural and organic to the way you are designed.
And by the way, we're talking about you individual.
Not you as a statistic, in a study of 100,000 people.
Exactly.
It's you personally.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what the ecosystem is all about, is about taking you personally
Right.
and saying, okay, what's unique to you and bringing that forward.
Well, and you know what, Jason, just something else that just popped in. I have a few more than a few people on my my client list that actually have the virus. And one of them was just really, really, really struggling. And so I worked with her for not very long because she couldn't handle it. But she told me that she felt better immediately and started healing, meaning back to better health right away when we worked with the energies for her, the fear that she was going to die and the fear that she was going to feel this lousy forever, and the fear that she had given it to others. And I can go on and on and on. But the bottom line is that she felt better, and it was the beginning of her starting to heal.
We don't think that our mental health has anything to do with our physical health.
Oh, but it does.
It's completely connected. And if you go to our website, theecosystemapproach.org,
Mm-hmm.
and sign up for our free subscription service, there's a article that I wrote about a green personality on the blog. You'll love that, and it'll tell you about being natural, with yourself, with your own personality.
Okay, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Many emotions are just other emotions in disguise. Get to the root emotion. Process or clear all the emotions that affect you, or clear numbness, and it's okay to guess. You don't have to have exact. The ultimate green is having a green personality that is sustainable and natural to who you are. And the ecosystem approach is the best way to develop a green personality that is sustainable for the rest of your life.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to help you have a green personality going forward. It's good for you. It's good for everyone around you. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Are you ready to put down that drink or drug for good? Are you struggling to maintain your recovery from addictive behaviors? Do you need help with a family member or loved one who's in early recovery or battling addiction? Get the help and guidance you need by arranging a Recovery Recharged phone session with me, Ellen Stewart, Pushy Broad from the Bronx, certified life and recovery coach. Call 1-800-889-1757. Make an appointment today, or go to my website, pushybroadfromthebronx.com, and click on the link that says Recovery Recharged. Don't wait. Get the help you need today. This is Ellen Stewart, Pushy Broad from the Bronx, on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Did you know you already have everything you need to live a vibrant and powerful life? Who you are and how extraordinary your life is affected more by your mindset than anything else. Tune in live each week to Vibrant Powerful Moms, Mondays, 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 Eastern, to join host Debbie Pokornik as she shares tips, stories, and interviews with enlightened guests to help you create an extraordinary life. For more information, visit vibrantpowerfulmoms.com.
The vibration of change, that magical place where life shifts from struggle to ease, from stagnation to forward movement, from old ways of being to new ways of becoming. If you're like I am, it can be rather elusive to get there, but when you are in it, you feel it down to your very core, don't you? And it can positively affect everything in your life, from your relationships to your health and well-being, from your career path to your abundance, from the quality of that inner connection to the fullness of your self-expression. On the Christine Upchurch Show, we explore ways to get into that vibration of change with experts in the fields of consciousness, psychology, spirituality, health, healing, and science. Join me, Christine Upchurch, every Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time on KKNW AM 1150 and Transformation Talk Radio, and learn new ways to step into your vibration of change.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. We're going to help you have a green personality going forward. It's good for you. It's good for everyone around you. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay, Jason. So if someone is suffering from isolation, craziness, or any other form of stress, what can they do?
Start processing or clearing your negative emotions that come to mind. It's the best thing you can do. And we would like you to commit to doing this for the rest of your life as negative emotions come up, because it has to do with your mental health. And then that comes from having a green personality. In other words, one that's natural and organic to you uniquely.
Okay, one of the things that I would say I'm going to be kind with that, many people believe that the way to process their emotions is to call up one of their friends and dump all of their stuff by complaining and whining and even gossiping to their friend.
Well, and, you're saying it that way because we know that's what happens.
Yes.
But most people think, well, I'm just going to process. I'm just going to explain. I'm just going to share my negative emotions with my friend.
Right.
Well, what most people don't see, because they don't see the energies of emotions, we see those energies of emotions.
Right.
That processing, clearing is usually a form of dumping.
Exactly.
Does it have to be? I mean, Patricia and I process and clear our emotions together. We talk about our negative feelings. We share them with each other.
Right.
But there's no dumping, because at the end of the day, we always take responsibility for our own. In other words, I take responsibility for mine. And that sounds like a cliche too. When I say take responsibility, that means I'm clearing myself.
Yes.
I'm clearing myself first.
Right.
And we always help each other to do clearing, but we always clear ourselves first.
Exactly. And if we don't clear ourselves first, maybe because of a situation, we definitely will clear together. That's very true. But we also clear ourselves every single day. One of the things that does happen often with me is I'll wake up in the middle of the night and realize I'm clearing negative emotions about this, that, or the other that's going on in my life. And Jason and I need to say this, we are not any different than anybody else. We have as many negative emotions, and we deal with the negative emotions from in the outside world every single day, just like you do.
Now, I have to say that after 20 years, there are different negative emotions.
Yes.
And we have made a huge amount of progress, but we still struggle with some of the same things that you do. We think of it like a machine.
Right.
You program a machine and it changes. We're not a machine. And there's a lot of negative energies in the world. So even though as we clear away our own, we don't realize how much the negative energy that we have attached to us. No. And by the way, we have a whole segment on our website, the ecosystemapproach.org, called The Discovery. It's an amazing article, amazing two-page article about what we saw as the negative energy that you come in with,
right?
Let alone trying to process while you're here as
exactly.
an adult.
And by the way, for those of you who are listening new today, that you're home and all of that sort of thing, there is so much amazing information on our website, theecosystemapproach.org. I have to say, if you're interested, please go check it out. It is fascinating.
And there's a lot of free stuff. It's all free stuff right now. So
exactly.
So go there, look at it, listen to some of our old shows. it'll be amazing. And everybody's talking about mental health. Well, mental health is getting rid of this negative energy.
Yes.
Now,
real mental health.
Yes. We both had regular conventional therapy, and we're not here to bash therapists.
No.
They do an important job, and I don't think there's ever going to be enough therapists in the world. But we're trying to say, hey, there's a natural way to deal with your negative emotions, and this is it. And this doesn't require a credential to go to someone. You can do it yourself.
Well, and I want to say this to everyone. Jason and I believe in science. We see the value of science. We see the amazing value of the medical profession. And by the way, they are stressed to the max right now. Anybody who turns on the TV or looks outside, you can see this stress. Even people that don't see the way Jason and I do, you can see the stress all around them. You hear about it all the time. We understand all that. We see that. And the bottom line is that
stress is an energy.
It is an energy.
And if you use this clearing process, you can be in the hospital all day long. If you work in a hospital,
right,
whether you're a nurse, a doctor, an orderly, an administrator, anything, you can be clearing because you're on the front lines of receiving this negative energy of all the angst and the heartache and the fear and the terror.
Yes, and the pain.
And the pain.
And I do want to say thank you to all of you for the job that you do. I want to say thank you to anyone on the front lines. I'm talking about firemen, policemen, people in the grocery store, people that are shipping online stuff. You are all on the front lines. Thank you, because without you, there would be 100 times more stress than there already is.
And the reason we're doing this show today, especially, is to suggest to you that a green personality is the answer to burnout. It's the answer to that buildup of negative emotions. And if you're on the front lines, you're getting those negative emotions. And this is it's free. Anybody can do it.
Exactly.
And it's portable. You can do it while you're working.
We actually do it when we're walking every day.
Exactly. Imagine, even if you were, let's say you're a nurse in a hospital, you don't have time to go once a day to go to a therapist for an hour. But you can do clearing.
You sure can.
While you're working all day long.
Exactly. And there's times where Jason and I are working all day long as well. I'm talking solid back to back to back, working with clients. We are clearing ourselves the same way that we are suggesting that you clear.
When you use green personality, you're processing your negative emotions and uncovering the most natural part of yourself, which is your essence.
Right.
And if you live your life with your own essence in the center, that's the ultimate of a green personality, and you're always being true to yourself and listening to your heart.
And what better way, think about your feelings when you're being true to yourself. I mean, that just feels so amazing. So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
The best thing you can do is clear your negative emotions.
Okay.
Numbness to your own feelings is a great place to start. And then see what comes up after.
Okay.
Commit to the ultimate green, which is a green personality that is uncovering your essence. Mm-hmm. And the ecosystem approach teaches you how to deal with all your emotions in the best way for your life.
I love that. So, Jason, let's tell everyone how we do this clearing energetic process, and then we'll move on from there.
It's very simple. You can sit in any posture that you want. You can stand. You can be walking as you're doing this. Just use your mind's eye, your imagination. Mm-hmm. Take the stated emotion, gather it up in the tips of your toes, and then blow it into a trash can.
Or the processor.
If you want to go see what the processor looks like, go to our website, sign up for our free section.
Right.
Print it out for yourself, and then just exhale gently and blow it into that processor. We empty the processor, the trash can, and just use your mind's eye, use your imagination. Even if you don't have the picture right there in front of you, you can use the image of it, and then you go on to the next emotion.
And after we've done that, then we're going to activate life force. Life force is the most powerful energy that anyone has access to. And what we do is we call upon it, we activate it, we have it come in through the top of our head, Go all the way down our torso and our arms, our legs. Stop it at the tips of your toes. Turn it around and blow out any negative energy that's left over, because we all know there's a lot of negative energy around us everywhere. So stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to help you start clearing for a green personality. This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, this is Kimberly Carlson, and I would love for you to tune into All In Healing Radio, where together we will begin to experience health, happiness, and harmony in all areas and aspects of life. Join us every first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. on transformationtalkradio.com. All In Healing will help you release layers of negative beliefs and energies for radiant health, deep joy, and greater abundance. Visit me at KimberlyCarlson.com.
Are you your story? Or can you change your story? Can you change what you believe to be true about yourself and your circumstances as part of your healing journey? What if you were to change your expectations? What if you were to invite ease and cooperation into every day and then step back and see what happens? It might just be easier. I'm Megan Edge, and I hope that you'll join me on my new radio show, Playing on the Edge, Radical Change with Ease, with my co-host Dr. Pat on Transformation Talk Radio. I look forward to seeing you there.
Want to find out more about Megan Edge? Visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
Hey, how's it going? If it's stressful or just plain exhausting, New Light Living is here to ask, is this the way you want to live? Join me, your intuitive spiritual life coach and host, Ulrika Sullivan, every week on New Light Living. Discover the power of creative tools to start living every day as your ideal dream day. See your life in the new light. To learn more, visit newlightliving.com.
This is the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason, and I'm Patricia. In this segment, we're going to start to do some clearing for a green personality. Jason, you ready to get started?
Here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate feeling anxious, frustrated, and overwhelmed. So gather up those feelings of anxiousness, being frustrated and overwhelmed, blow it into that processor or that trash can, whichever you can visualize.
Take a breath and blow it out. And you know what? I'm going to say, Jason, I don't know that we've ever talked about it, but when you gather up those emotions, start at the tips of your toes and pull them all the way up to your mouth and then blow them out. Kind of amazing how it works. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate my anger about anything and everything. Take a nice breath from the tips of your toes and blow it out.
And to eliminate my fear of dying and catching the coronavirus. And even if you're not aware of that fear of death or the coronavirus, clear it anyways.
Yep.
It's not going to hurt you.
Take a breath.
Take a breath.
You know, we've never done this one either, Jason. So for everyone, I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate anger, hate, fear, overwhelm, unworthiness, guilt, shame, disappointment. Those are basics. Nice and easy, everybody. Just take a breath. Tips of your toes and blow it out.
And to eliminate feeling powerless and helpless to the situation and to the virus. Gather that all up, blow it out.
Blow it out.
If your mind wanders, if you can't remember all the things that we say, it doesn't matter.
It's all right. Your intention matters.
This works. This is a really forgiving process. It always works, and it's always accumulative. So the more you do it, the better it is.
Exactly.
Here we go.
And to eliminate the barriers so I can see the benefits to me to having a green personality. Take a breath. Blow it out.
And to eliminate the barriers so I can uncover my natural desire to connect with my essence all of the time. Take a breath.
Here's a really good one. And to eliminate the blocks so I can remember to clear and process my negative emotions going forward, starting right now. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my numbness to my authentic feelings that have been suppressed by programming. Take a breath.
And to eliminate and to eliminate the blocks that are keeping me from always adding clearing constantly, consistently, and specifically for all situations that come up so I can have clarity. Take a breath. Blow it out.
And to eliminate any feelings of feeling stupid because I don't know what to clear. It's okay.
Take a breath.
Clear. I don't know what to clear.
Yeah. And to eliminate my neediness to be with people and to connect at this time of social separation. Take a breath. Blow it out.
And to eliminate my fear that this confinement will never end. Take a breath.
You know, Jason, one of the things that we don't have on the list today is this. And to eliminate, by the way, everybody, imagine a big trash can and that sits next to the world. So, and to eliminate all of the negative energies that the entire world is stuck in right now, that's keeping them from the clarity they need and that we all need regarding what is in the best interest for all of us regarding this virus, the isolation, and the fear. Nice and easy. Take your hand, make it go all the way around the world, and drop all that into the trash can. You ready to activate some life force, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Go with me, everyone. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy so I can use life force energy for hope for the future with a green personality. And it's so I can have so it can be sustained for my entire life, for the rest of my life. Take a nice breath, activate that life force, let it come in through the top of your head, let it go all the way down to the tips of your toes, and blow it out.
And to activate life force so I can trust my natural abilities to eliminate the buildup of negative energy pollution.
Excellent. Take a breath, everyone, in through the top of your head. Blow it out. And to activate life force so I can have the determination to add to my emotional resource account by clearing. Take a breath. Give yourself permission to do that. It's an amazing thing to do. Blow it out. And to activate life force so I can be happy and healthy, creative, have fun, love myself, love others, love the world around me, be peaceful and joyful, and have the ability to have the clarity that I need so I can not only help myself, but I can see how to help someone else and have that separation that is imperative right now. Nice and easy. Take a breath, call it in through the top of your head. Let it go all the way down your body to the tips of your toes. Turn it around, and any negative energies that are keeping you from all that we've requested today, blow it out. Jason, what are we going to talk about next week?
Next week is the first of a 3-part series on natural healing. And I'm really excited about doing this series. In our first show, we're going to talk about the limitations of current traditional methods, traditional medicine, science. Not that we are very much pro-science, but there are limitations and there's gaps. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about those and how the ecosystem approach can fill in those gaps in a way that is amazing, that is very, very powerful. We haven't tapped anywhere close to our ability to self-heal.
And he's talking about all of us, not just he and I.
Right.
He's talking about all of us.
And we're not talking about taking a whole bunch of vitamins or supplements or going to these alternative medical practitioners that are very expensive. We're not talking about any of this. All this stuff you can do on your own. This is something you can do by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it always works.
Right.
It's built into you already.
Exactly.
But it's been trained out of us. So we're excited to do this. Please tune in next week. You'll really enjoy it.
Well, and I just want to jump in and say, you and I both know that this works because when I had my heart valve replacement, I was a pretty sick cookie. And we used clearing through the whole thing. And I'm bigger, better, stronger. And the doctors say, we don't know what you're doing, but you're doing an amazing job. So it's there.
We hear about all the side effects of being on a ventilator.
Yes.
We hope everyone that's on a ventilator can get off of it.
Exactly.
But there's some amazing, awful side effects that can be helped with this.
Yes. And most of it is clearing the fear. So, Jason, how can I get more information and real support from the ecosystem approach?
Listen to our radio show every week and do the clearings at the end.
Okay.
This is all free. All you have to do is tune in, listen to us. We apply this ecosystem approach to many, many different topics. But basically, it's the same thing. It's removing that negative energy, that energy pollution that you have already.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. It's great. It'll feel good. And even if you can't feel it in the beginning, keep doing it. You'll start to feel it.
Well, and if you start right now today, that's one of the best things that you can do. Definitely, in fact, go to our website and download, Jason.
We have a picture of the processor. If you sign up for our free section, you can get to the processor, the ecosystemapproach.org, and you have a picture of the processor, but you can also access that article about having a green personality. We strongly recommend that you read that. Your life will change after that.
Okay. So
go to our Facebook page.
There you go.
Because I like to be liked. Our Facebook page is the ecosystemapproach.org, and we always preview the next show on our Facebook page every week.
Okay. So listen to our show every week. Do the clearing at the end. Our show is every week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can't listen at that time, our show is recorded. And if you go to our new website, theecosystemapproach.org, one word, and sign up for our free section, you will have access to starting today to make your life better. Be the best that you can be. So with that said, we'll connect next week, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio, and you're listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia.
Remember, your ecosystem is the most important one in the world.
Thank you for listening to the Ecosystem Approach Show with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. Tune in every week as we discuss practical ways to apply the ecosystem approach and develop your potential to live your life on your terms. For more information, visit our website at theecosystemapproach.org.